Hi, third grade, and welcome back to the final day of week 11 in your Green Grammar book. Let's see how you did on the Thursday section. Number 1, use the subordinating conjunction to combine the two sentences. Label the independent and dependent clauses of your sentence. I started practicing every day. I played horribly during the games. The subordinating conjunction they want us to use is until. So we could say, until I started practicing every day, comma, I played horribly during the games, period. Now to label our clauses. Let's look at the first clause. It says, until I started practicing every day. That by itself could not be a complete sentence, until I started practicing every day. Therefore, since it cannot stand alone or by itself, it is a dependent clause. The second clause in this sentence, though, is I played horribly during the games. That clause by itself could be a complete sentence. So therefore, that one can stand alone and is an independent clause. Number 2, identify if the sentence is simple, compound, or complex. We can go to the park or we can go to the mall. Well, let's take a look at the clauses that we have first before we make our decision. The first clause is we can go to the park. Since that it could be a complete sentence on its own, that is an independent clause. The second clause, we can go to the mall. That is also an independent clause that's combined there by a conjunction. When you have two independent clauses, that is a compound sentence. Just like when you have two words joined together like rain and bow, that is a compound word. Number 3, use descriptive language to rewrite the sentence. The boy crossed the street. That's a pretty boring sentence the way it's written right there, so I decided to add some parts of speech to make it more interesting. And I wrote, the lost, terrified boy cautiously crossed the dangerous street. So I included lost and terrified. Those were adjectives I used to describe the boy. I also put in an adverb. Do you see it? Yep, cautiously, to describe how he did something. And I included one more adjective, dangerous, to describe the street. So with those 4 additions, I think I made my sentence much more descriptive and interesting. Number 4, find a word with a prefix or a suffix that matches the definition in parentheses. The students felt that the rule was, we need a word that means not fair. And I can tell you, we have had a prefix that means not. Do you remember which one it was? Yes, un. So the students felt that the rule was unfair is the correct answer for number 4. Finally, number 5. Identify which underlined phrase or word is literal and which is non-literal. The first sentence says, we could smell the trash from down in the dumps. Well, does trash really go into dumps? The answer is yes. So that one is a literal phrase, down in the dumps. But if you look at the bottom sentence, Corinne was down in the dumps after losing her favorite toy. In this case, down in the dumps just means upset or feeling down. So that is a non-literal phrase. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I'll see you for another week for week 12.